So you want to be Hilti? Well, the MindSphere Innovation Challenge is all about finding this growth engine, isn't it? So let's look at the new way we need to adapt to in order to innovate from a business perspective. Let's agree on one thing. You have a great idea, right? Maybe. But the way to this idea becoming a business model that will bring Siemens PL $10 million, $50 million, or even more, probably doesn't go through business plans that are detailed, refined through Word and document Excels. Everybody knows that. The reason is most business plans in the world of uncertainty fail when they meet the first customer. So how about looking at it from a different perspective? It's not about a straight line that takes us through ruthless execution from the idea all the way to building something that for sure will bring us customers and money. But rather look at it as a scribble. And in a scribble in which your idea needs to travel across the scribble to become a business model that's desirable, feasible, and viable, we need to understand that we're entering another world, another mindset. And that mindset is all about search. So you guys at this point, you innovators are actually searching for a value proposition that will be relevant, searching for a business model that will get Siemens interested. And to do that, we need to think and act like startups, because corporates and companies, for the most part, think operational execution. But startups live in a world of uncertainty, in a world of search. Most startups fail. Why? Because they run out of money. And the reason they run out of money is because somebody called an investor stopped believing. And the reason they stopped believing is because there was not enough evidence of desirable, feasible, and viable idea to begin with. So remember Steve? And remember what he said about failing to develop customers? So here are the fundamentals of how to do this properly. If we're going to reinvent value propositions and business models, we might as well go the agile way rather than the good old solid road classical strategic planning way. But to do this, we need a new mindset. And a new mindset means that we have to look for all of these three as we're going through this scribble, collecting the evidence as good, successful entrepreneurs. And to do that, we have to start with understanding one of the most fundamental big ideas in the world of lean startup. There's no chance that version 1.0 that you and I are going to design together through this course, your first successful to-be business model, is never ever going to be the business model that's going to bring the growth engine. Why? We just said so, didn't we? We're in the scribble. So the one thing you want to do is go through pivoting and crashing or crash testing those main assumptions about customer problems, about what they are painful about, what is our solution that's going to hit the ground and nail the customer base, how are we going to be better than competition, how are we going to wrap this all together in a nice revenue model. These are all guesses, or most of them at least. So we'll need to move from version 1.0 to 2.0 until we get to X.0, which is the right version that will turn this idea into a growth engine. And by doing so, we're going to hit another button. As managers at Siemens, as innovators in Siemens, you're also responsible for managing risk. And if you really want to manage risk throughout an uncertain process, you need to get proof to validate. And validation doesn't happen over data and opinions. So data in an unstructured form is not enough. If we know something, that's not enough. Is this something relevant to our idea? Is it relevant to our business model? Opinions are all about, I feel, in my view, you know what? My estimation says, I think that all of these expressions are opinions. As we go through this model, as we go through this process, evidence and insights trump opinion and data. It's better to get evidence about what customers did when we showed them something, what customers said when we asked them a question, and did it repeat itself several times, rather than, I think, I believe they really meant to say this. And to end this all, we need to design business models and not plan business models. We need to design value propositions and not plan value propositions, and then test them as if we already know they're wrong from the get-go. Because if that's what we're going to do, we'll probably be more successful than others.